362. Okay, first things first here. I'm gonna get this out of the closet, or not out of the closet, but I am gonna be perfectly honest here. I know I've been gone. Okay, been doing a lot more streaming on Twitch because I'm ditching YouTube. So I'm kind of gonna vent. So if you are a Warframe partner or a big fan of Warframe, please, please leave. Just go and do not watch this video. First thing, okay, I'm gonna get to a couple things here. Today, I did Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and let me tell you something. The freaking DLC sucks. Okay? First off, the way they set it up, you end up chasing down this monster. You can't expect to fight the fucking monster off the entirety that you're walking in snow. You're moving like fucking like a person that cannot walk, period. Okay? You're moving so freaking slow, you can't even dodge in time. Just, even for the first part, I did it a couple times. And I got aggravated, pissed off. And I'm going to tell you something. Anything that Capcom touches at some point or some extent fucking falls apart. Literally, I mean, come on. Oh, wonderful, Iceborne. Well, who gives a fuck? Iceborne sucks. Iceborne is something that should have not been done. Any DLC Konami makes falls the fuck apart. Okay? I just gotta get this thing about this Iceborne. Monster Hunter Iceborne. This is... I tried it a couple times. I don't like it. I think Capcom could have done better. I think this whole thing, oh, by the way, we're gonna start you in the middle. We're gonna do a cutscene. But yet, there's like no fucking camp. So, you're trying to dodge a fucking... It's the same recycled monster. The lava soth. The one in, that fucking, what was it, that canyon where you meet up with Nergigante and all them. Well, it's the same thing. It's a recycled version of that fucking thing. Going in the ground and jumping around and flopping around, this, that, the other thing. What the fuck, Capcom? You can't even get that shit right. I'm sorry, but I'm calling this out. Every time fucking Capcom gets their hands on something, something goes horribly wrong. And that's Capcom. Oh, by the way, we're just going to touch it. Oh, by the way, we're going to get into a cinematic, and we're not going to tell you shit. Yeah, and then what? You freaking get KO'd. You go back. You try to find this stupid thing in the fucking snow. You have recycled monsters from what you played before. Whoop-de-fucking-do, Capcom. And the thing is, the playability, look, don't get me started about everything else that's wrong with the fucking thing. This fucking bullshit. This fucking asinine idea of Iceborne is, what the hell? Did somebody in your department, Capcom, hey Capcom, did somebody in your department, decide to, drop trow and you decide to go down on him, give him head or something? Come on, think about this. You touch a game and it falls the fuck apart. Hell, half the times, I used to play Devil May Cry, I played that. Oh, what happened? Your fucking channel demonetized my fucking channel. Why do you think I left freaking YouTube? Why do you think I didn't bother coming on? Because of all the crap. YouTube is starting to set standards on shit that does not make sense. They're only going to tell you what they want you to know. Oh, and, you know, this is the vulgarity of my end. Well, hey, you know what? I'm expressing what there is here. Okay? I'm going to be blunt to the point. And don't really get me started on the other thing. Don't get me started on what's going on with Warframe. A lot of these content creators are doing the same shit. Builds are not endgame. You're doing builds. You think it's a good idea to do builds. You think doing builds is endgame. It's not fucking endgame, dude. I'm playing Warframe, but I'm not showing my builds. It's not a damn endgame. I've been hearing it from everybody. Everybody I watch or everybody I know have always said the same thing. These content creators are getting paid an X amount of dollars from DE to say, well, our builds are just nothing but endgame. It's not an endgame. Forget it. Endgame does not exist in Warframe. Hell, even I have to be honest, I have to agree with Life of Rio because he even said the same thing. Warframe mods and builds are not endgame. And you're going around saying it's an endgame. And then what? Now you got these other people who are believing it. Other people who think that, oh, endgame is builds. No. Far from the truth. Far from the freaking truth. Look, if there was ever an endgame, they would do it where something happens to you and your Warframe. If there was an endgame, there'd be something that would have to happen for that to even be remotely called an endgame. For an example, let's say, well, everybody knows about the new war. Who knows when that's coming out? The thing about the Railjack was a nightmare because they dropped it down on before Christmas Eve, and look where that happened. It was glitchy for a while. When you get down to nitty gritty, when you get to that point, you gotta have something there to back it up or support it. Me personally, I play Warframe for what it is. But I'm not like the stupid avocados out there, yet again, that are just believing these content creators and building, you know, just these end builds. This is not, come on, you're modifying your character. You're putting mods in your character, and you're saying it's all endgame. Whether if it's a mod build for your Warframe, or if it's a mod build for your weapons, it's not endgame. I mean, everything that these content creators are getting this fat check, you know, by DE, by Digital Extremes, by saying that, oh look, it's all freaking endgame, so we have to do an endgame mod build. Like, really? I mean, you're doing an endgame mod build? I mean, what's going on here? Are you just that bored that you're in denial and then you have these white knights who are backing it up? I mean, I have to be honest here. I mean, in sheer honesty, and I will agree with Life of Rio in a lot of cases. I mean, to Life of Rio, dude, I follow you a lot. And I'll be perfectly honest here, I have to agree with him. I mean, I'm not the only person here. I mean, I'm part of the Warframe community, but I'm more in a different level than half the people would be. Or some of the people would be, I should say. And the truth of the matter is, when you get down to it...
Dropping a like for support of Warframe.
And... it just comes down to it. It's not... Look, I like Warframe. But everything I do is not solely based on endgame. I mean, I have things I do for my creating. but it's not an endgame build. I mean, Kuva Lich, I mean, everybody knew that was a freaking fiasco of how bad that turned out when there was a post on Reddit when a lot of people got pissed off the fact that the Kuva Lich, I mean, literally, the Kuva Lich was taking everything. And what do you do? What do you do at that point? I mean, that's kind of like, okay, so your Kuva Lich takes everything you have, your resources, whatever you earn. But the biggest issue that I always saw with the Kuva Lich, I mean, look, not everybody does the Kuva Lich, okay? I mean, I don't do it. I'm not like a huge fan of it because to me, I just have my own things. I mean, just like the idea of it. Look, I understand it's a good gesture about the Kuva Lich. The Railjack, I actually love. The Railjack, hell, I had no problem with it. But my whole insight of everything that has gone on, probably in the past year, the past maybe 500 and something days, you know, I basically am just honest to the point. I can only say that, look, you know, I like Warframe for what it is, don't get me wrong. But I don't try to lead people in by saying everything is all solely based on endgame because really, in truth, Warframe, the actual thing here in the Warframe game, there's no endgame unless if something dramatic changes, unless if they decide to do something that was like something dramatic, something that can happen, you know, where you officially kill the Lotus and not pussyfooting your way to get to her. I mean, we all can think about one game case point example, which I don't want to mention this particular game because I can tell you flat out, it won't end very well. For an example, like you had Anthem. Now, before you say anything, Anthem was a game that was a failed and it was rushed. It was actually a failure and a rushed project. It was not complete for a while. You know, it took about 3 to 4 months before the game kind of died out. I mean, where'd that go? It went into the toilet.
Anthem was a huge bust.
Yeah, it was actually it was a big
Massive
freaking
letdown.
yeah. It was a big freaking mess. It was a letdown, and it was everything else that people weren't happy about. I mean, if you really think about this here, you know, I personally think that if there's a game, it was solely based on something very good, maybe there could have been, like, I don't know. Let's kind of flip back here. Let's say if Anthem was done properly, do you think the majority of the players would actually, like, stay with it? I mean, like, they didn't do the stupid shit, like the trials, you know, just get into temples or, you know, like, have a very more interesting boss fight. I mean, the game was completely short. I mean, hell, that's kind of like, with, I don't know,
Anthem
maybe.
ahead of TB hour.
But the thing is, it comes to the point. It gets to the fact of the matter is that the majority of people who actually, you know, I've come to a realization about something, and I'm gonna exclude Warframe from this whole thing, this whole topic right now. But it seems like other AAA titles are starting to copy off one another. For an example, I mean, look, we all know about Sekiro. We all know about Noah. We all know about The Surge. And even Dark Souls. Now, everybody remembers, all Dark Souls fans can actually agree with me on this, that other games have been following the Dark Souls genre it's all becoming recycled. It's becoming Dark Souls, but they're doing their own little twists or their own little renditions. Because I mean, it's just my realization that I've seen a lot of recycled games or games being recycled throughout the over the years. I mean, I'm not going to get into other games that just need to fall flat, like literally fall flat in the face of the earth, because my whole perspective of certain video games that had happened over the years, um, it's just a lot of things, a lot of, like, for me, I've always, I mean, for an example, the reason why I play Warframe a lot more is because a lot of the games to me have gotten recycled over the years. Um, you could take your pick. You play certain games, you could be like, hey, wait a minute, this is certain things here that I remember playing. It's like deja vu. I mean, let's think about that for a minute here. I mean, you know, like, yes, Anthem was a massive, a huge bust and a massive letdown. Uh, oh yeah, BioWare. Don't get me started about BioWare. BioWare, for the love of God, BioWare is the cause of. Look, look. Before BioWare got corrupt with, what was it? Electronic Arts or EA or something like that. They were good. Don't get me wrong. I actually like Dragon Age, the first one. But when BioWare slowly got into with Electronic Arts or EA, they started to suck. I mean, it's kind of like you're taking a really bad hard-boiled egg and telling somebody like to suck on it or swallow the whole damn thing whole.
Thought it was Activision? Or was that Destiny?
Oh no, it was Activision. Activision, okay, here's the thing. Destiny, okay, before muddying that up, Destiny, the first Destiny was good. That was by Bungie. But everything else that followed um, after Destiny, some of the games started to tank or sucked or became massive letdowns. And of course, when you start getting the user scores, they're like low. That's a bad indication that some of these gaming companies aren't going to succeed. I mean, for crying out loud, look at what's going on in France about EA's little debacle. Like freaking, you got that FIFA game. They were doing that whole cash grab thing by saying, okay, yeah, we're just going to do a microtransaction. Here, we're just going to give it to you, push the envelope. But the thing is, not only did France do the class action lawsuit against EA for the microtransactions, but we also have to think about other companies that have been doing the shady practices now, as you know, as well, like case point Anthem. Okay, I was so excited for Anthem to come out. Okay, we all remember the E3 trailer. It looked promising. And now, when you had that whole thing with EA, and they're like, okay, yeah, you know, you spend, okay, for the basic, okay, let's say you bought the basic core game of Anthem. You didn't get very much. You didn't get the add-on stuff. Going up. You got a little bit of an add-on, okay? Then you get, to what I did, spent about $100 and something on the Ultimate Edition. Okay, got everything, right? At first, like, I thought it was really cool. You know, Midnight came out, played it. Probably no sooner than after 12 hours. That's where it started to suck. I mean, just the fact that when I got to the temple, those trials for the temple, I'm like, what the hell is this shit? What am I really playing? And I'm like, and then on top of it, on top of that whole thing, you had the screens every time you moved to a different zone, loading. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minutes come up. It felt like an eternity. It felt like it was a freaking hour by the time I can get to the next zone. I mean, and then you look at freaking the other shit that happened with Electronic Arts. And I wonder how Disney's letting them get away with that freaking thing about the Jedi. The Star Wars Jedi game. How did they get away with that? Was it because Disney was pushing the envelope saying, hey, EA, we're going to give you this payout. Let's push this out a little further. And see how many microtransactions you can do there. Now, all these bigwigs, okay, when I get down to this whole thing about all these AAA titles, all these AAA gaming companies, all these freaking bigwigs, all they do, they're looking for that extra bit of green, if you know what I mean. And on top of it, it just gets to that point. You get so tired of it. It's like, for an example, now, the NBA game, which EA had came out just recently. I think it was the NBA 20, 2K20 or something like that. And how many people got the game, got pissed off because they advertising stuff that, oh yeah, buy this. Oh yeah, buy that. Who wants to buy or who wants to spend from anywhere from $20 to $2,000 on content you really don't need? Whatever happened to way back when you had video games, and on top of it, if you beat the game, you unlocked it. You know, like you unlocked things. Like for an example, original God of War, before they remastered it, you used to unlock stuff. Or like, okay, before remaster of Call of Duty, which I thought that was a complete suckfest right there. Like the original Modern Warfare. Okay, we all remember Modern Warfare. We completed challenges, we unlocked shit. But now it's like you download it. The whole it was a Modern Warfare, Infinite Warfare. How bad that turned out. Fucking, oh wait, Activision. Okay, we want to add some stuff. Why? You just took an original game. You add content that people are going to have to buy when the original version didn't have it. You remastered Modern Warfare 4. Now, all this sleazy bullshit any gaming company has done has been under false practices. And I could tell you right off the bat, I mean, every now and then I'll follow Reddit. I'll follow the trends. I'll follow to see what kind of games are coming out. But when you get down to it, it does not help anybody. I mean, they expect you to buy. You know, it doesn't matter what game it is. They're going to expect you to buy. What if the game is shitty or not shitty? What if the DLC is going to be shitty or not shitty? You know, it's the same thing earlier in my rant in the video about Monster Hunter World Iceborne, because I found that playing it a couple times, I was like, this is horrible. I mean, to me, I quit playing Monster Hunter World because of that particular reason. I used to play games that were from Capcom when I did a couple of videos way back when. This is why I don't have respect for Capcom and or Konami. Because what happened was I had a Capcom game. I had a couple of them. And I used to go on YouTube and used to show the video email from YouTube saying that the quote unquote copyright claim. So they decide to take my Capcom video. Even though this is where I lost respect for Capcom. See, I wasn't doing it to benefit for me. I wasn't doing it to benefit for them. I was doing it for as entertainment. And when you get to that point, and they tell you, by the way, you can't use it. Really? So does that mean that's the big middle finger telling me to go fuck off and not produce, like, not to show the content, you know, you people made? And then on top of it, when you stop showing that content, how much respect do you have now for that particular gaming company that was once your favorite? There's none. I mean, that's kind of like the crap that hacking incident, because why? Somebody got into the Sony servers, you know, stuff like that. It's like after a while you lose that trust in the PR, and that's why I lost the trust in Capcom. And when they played Monster Hunter World, that's where it really did it. See, a lot of gaming companies, doesn't matter if it's Capcom, doesn't matter if it's Activision, doesn't matter if it's EA, they do what they call the, not the Midas touch. It's just the opposite. What's the word I'm looking for? They make games decay by saying, okay, we're just gonna touch this game right here and add some DLC, and the DLC just goes right down.
Knowledgeable gamers.
Cool. A gist of it, my take of what I've been seeing as far as everything. I mean, I played video games since, oh my god, back when I had the first Nintendo. You know? I mean, I remember those sort of things. But when I start...
You know your stuff, Michelle.
Thank you. But yeah, there's a lot I've seen. I've been trying to keep up with the trends. But there's one game I love for... It's, the only thing that I only cared about for any game, like, I'm an old school gamer, okay? But sometimes I get in there, I get to adapt. There's just a lot of things I would love to see happen. Like, I want to see games that aren't such a duplicate or a bite off of one another.
My first system was the Atari and ColecoVision. Then
you know
the
what?
Appalachian Commodore 64128.
Actually, ColecoVision was the first, and we had Atari. But being in that genre, I mean, hell, it just, things just change, you know, the course of time, and I just want to see something good happen, like a really good game that can grab somebody's attention. Like, I mean, like, look at God of War. How successful that was until, well, they made Ascension, obviously. Ascension wasn't too bad, don't get me wrong, but they could have done better. The PvPing part of Ascension, that's kind of a murky subject on its own, so I kind of pushed that off to the side. You know, kind of get that little stage hook, and you want to rope it in. I mean, there's a lot of things there that I will just be honest about. I'm precise. Well, I try to be precise and blunt to the point, but it's just, there's things for me. Like, I mean, I've seen one. The remake of Mortal Kombat wasn't too bad, but I think there was some stuff that was missing in there, in between, kind of like lost in translation there. But my whole thing is, I want to see some very good games, not this recycle crap. I mean, like, I think they could have done something better with Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, Warframe. I want to see something happen where it's climatic. I don't know, maybe kill off the Lotus or something rather than keeping her alive, because it's kind of like taking a carrot and you're dangling it in front of a turtle or something. I don't know, but why why prolong? You know, why do the same thing over? Why bite off other styles? I mean, companies should be thinking of something that they need.
I'm really looking forward to Biomutant. If you haven't seen anything about it, you should check it out. Should be out holiday season this way.
You know, come to think about it, I think I saw a Biomutant. I believe I did see. It was like a little trailer. I haven't fully looked at yet in its entirety, and what I want to do is I have to see it through the entirety. I think my biggest thing is I want to see. For me, what I want to see is I want to see a game that's different, like a game that's no other type of game. Um, and I'm not saying like just some PG rated version of who knows what. I just want something that's like kind of like in your face kind of game, not a battle royale. Look. Not a battle royale game. Okay, I've been seeing too much of that crap. I've been seeing Apex. It's one thing I don't like. Tried that once. Didn't like Apex. It's kinda.
I miss the days of all games coming with the demo. Really hate wasting $60 on a flop.
You know what? That's like every game that's coming out now. I swear to God, all these new titles. I felt okay. One game I felt ripped off on. The one game I liked the most was Call of Duty World at War. After a while, like I would say after Black Ops 3, Ghost was okay-ish. But as soon as they made more games come out, like they remaster or they come out with these new games, these new shooting games, there's no soul to it. It's almost like, how do these game developers really live? How do they really live through? How do they sleep at night, knowing that they made a crappy game, and then yet they're anti-consumer? I mean, how can you do that? How can you be anti-consumer, make a shitty game, and then sleep at night because you're gonna think everything's okay? Wait a minute, don't tell me. I know why. Because they want the money. This is what they want, the green. That's all it's about. They always say money talks and bullshit walks. But when they get the money, you see the correlation there. Because now you get to see it like, well, then you're not listening to community. You're not, okay, for an example, if freaking BioWare listened to the community and said, hey, look, we need to listen to the community, we wouldn't have a fucked up game, and the game wouldn't be in a freaking coffin buried 6 feet down. I mean, this is stuff that people need to be on point with. Listen to the fucking community. Don't fucking do shit that if you're a game developer and you're doing that shit, don't. Listen to the community before you even remotely place something stupid in there, and then having everybody else to say, oh crap, why does this game suck? How come they didn't listen to us? I mean, that's kind of like shit in one hand, wish in the other. The shit fills up more, and the wish just kind of drops. And wasting $60 on a flop that just really sucks major donkey dong. And we're not talking about Tijuana, Mexico either. I mean, I have to be perfectly honest about that. I mean, I've done a few rant video. I did one rant video, but it's so old now. It really is. It's just old. I mean, I vanished off of YouTube for a while. And I've been on Twitch mostly, and I'm a streamer. On Twitch, full affiliate. So I'm pretty much, I have my own channel. Also affiliate for FadeGrips.com. So I do have a promo code if you're interested in checking out www.fakegrips.com for durable and reliable gummies for controllers. Just off topic here for a second. And you can use my promo code CatsPaw362 and you'll get a nice little discount with the first purchase. Anyways, that's pretty much it. But yeah, if I have two channels though, to be perfectly honest, and one's my Twitch channel, one's my YouTube. So my Twitch channel is Michelle362. Figures the same as my YouTube channel, and I can also be followed on Twitter, Queen of Iron 362. Hey, it was the only thing I came up with on Twitter, but normally I don't socialize a lot on Twitter, so yeah. But there's a lot I do. There's a lot of games I've played over the years. Just back on track now about gaming. A lot of games I played over the years. There's a lot of games I liked. There's a lot of games I didn't like. There's a lot of games I gave some looks like, what the fuck is this shit? And you kind of wonder. You kind of wonder exactly where these developers have 9 out of 10 times their heads shoved up their asses because they can't see.
I don't have a Twitter. Feel like I'm getting too old for most social media outlets.
Yeah, social media outlets aren't too bad. But you can always follow me on Twitch at Michelle362.com. But normally, I'm just like an old school gamer who tries out different things. And, I'll be perfectly honest before. I'm going to give a very good note here. On one thing I will say, before I call this stream a good, I will be perfectly honest about something here. My all-time thing is that when I see games come out, hell, I've done demos. Okay, I've done demos. I played demos, certain demos. That's good, It's wonderful to get the hype up there, right? Okay. When you get done playing the demos and they tell you like last chance, okay, that's fine. So now you spend $60. You see a different variation of it. It's not the demo. It's not exactly the way the demo is. Now you got sucker punched. The one thing is, never fall victim to shady AAA game companies who are just going to make the demo look really nice and presentable. Then you go out and you buy the game for $60. It's like, wait a minute. That's why I'm very careful about what I play, because I know exactly how these gaming companies work. Especially online games where it's like, oh yeah, here's a $50, you gotta pay $50 just to get a season pass. Or the best one ever, esports ruins the video gaming genre just as bad. I mean, because video games now have hit to that level of esports, it's kind of like, here, back in the, okay, comparison. Old days, gaming was here. Okay, so we look at that. Esports brings it down to this type of level. There's a big gap there. Back then, gaming wasn't competitive, it was fun. Now, the lower part, gaming's competitive and not fun and not enjoyable. And then eventually, it's just going to go down. And then it's going to leave the kind of enjoyable part almost barely hanging in there. Like maybe right about the here. I said my piece about that. I really did. I just had to get this off my chest because a lot of times I've seen it all. I've watched different YouTube videos. I've watched other content creators have this problem. I've watched people in content creation have multiple problems, more than just one, and it's like, what the hell? I mean, I've seen it all. I can't tell you how many YouTube videos I've seen. I can't tell you how many. I just can't tell you how many demos I played, YouTube videos I've seen. There's like so many. And how many times I've gotten like disgusted looks like, hey, look, man, this game sucks. Down right to a T. I just don't, and now it's like, okay, well, hey. And on top of it, there's one more thing I do have to say though, but this one game, I'm laughing my ass off about this one. I still can't get it out of my head. Freaking Bethesda, Fallout 76, that turned out to be an sheer utmost piece of garbage that was ever made. Not even playable with all the glitches and everything else. And heaven forbid if you had some kind of second account or something, Bethesda would be like, oh, guess what? We're going to ban you. Well, I know it was old news, but there was a thing when Bethesda decided to do that, ban everybody for the sake of they were paranoid. Oh, and then I love this one. Bethesda, at the time, decided to give garbage bags as duffel bags. That's what it was. Yeah, I don't know about everybody else, okay? But I will be getting Cyberpunk 2077. That I am going to get. Matter of fact, I think I might just do that. Because I'll tell you what. I never played it. Well, I actually played the original Cyberpunk, but I'm going to go try it out. I'm going to go do that and get a nice little thing and hopefully, hopefully I can, let you know.
CD Red Project never fails.
Oh yeah. Oh, CD Red? They're really good. They're freaking accurate. And my whole thing about CD Red is that because they're accurate, you're gonna get some really good outcomes from that one. You're gonna get some good responses and a lot of other things. And you know what? And CD Red's good. CD Red's more pinpoint. Don't get me wrong. I like Reddit, but Reddit kinda,
Are you male or female? Ha ha ha.
But anyways, this is your girl Michelle 362. I'm gonna say peace, love, and happiness. And if you haven't followed me on Twitch, you can always follow me on Michelle 362 on Twitch. So, anyways, I'm gonna say peace, love, and happiness. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go check out. I'm gonna go look 2077. And bye bye.